Alright guys, welcome back. So I have been asked a lot to make a full potential guide. I've kind of already done one talking about like the potential system, but now we're going to go more specific and go over every character's best potential. There's two disclaimers. One, accuracy, which I'll talk about in a second, but also when it comes towards unique characters and epics, because you don't have much slots, like you only have 2 here, and the unique characters only have, 3 slots, you don't really have the choice to be that creative, right? Where when we go towards legendary characters, if you do manage to get in towards 8-star, you could actually be a bit more creative with your actual potentials, right? Like, Barn's not the best example, but like someone like Melly, for example, who kind of wants to crit a lot of times, right? If you only give him at 3-star, you only have 2 potential or 1 potential slots, just give him attack. But then when you get like upwards to 8-star, what you could actually do is like give 3 attack and then maybe 2 crit chance. So you get 10% crit chance, because if I roll crit chance right now, having 5% is not going to be that helpful. But what would be helpful is, yeah, having 40% extra attack, even if I'm not critting. I think Diane's like a perfect example a little bit, because she increases herself, but also her allies' final or evasion. So they're more likely to miss against you, right? So when you get upwards like 8-star, what you could actually do is unironically give her like full evasion. That might be a bit helpful, but would that be better than 4 HP? Probably not, but it's something you could do if you get towards 8-star, and something you can't do with unique characters, and especially when they're not low dupe levels. Okay, and in terms of the accuracy, because I've seen a few YouTubers, and especially some in like the Spanish-speaking community a little bit, but like a lot of them are going towards accuracy. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think accuracy is good. Like, don't get me wrong, accuracy is important, and that's what we bring Gowther to increase the accuracy, but you can do it behind the scenes, right? And you got to remember, each stage lasts 30 seconds long, so I don't really care about trying to be more consistent. What I care about is doing some big hits. So sure, if I have like 4 attack rolls, right, my Barn might miss like, what is it, like 3 out of 10 hits, versus if I had full accuracy, he might hit 10 out of 10 hits. But you got to remember, I'm then missing out on like an extra 100% extra attack. So sure, I may guarantee more hits, I'm also dealing less damage, and you can just keep on retrying. Like that stage right there, I got like 40%, but I've had some runs where I get like 4 hits, because every character hits everything, and I get them down to like 4%. I'd much rather go towards attack. And to be fair with you lot, when playing through the story mode free to play, normal difficulty, I never had a problem missing. The only time I had a problem missing a little bit was during stage 2400, where the boss literally lowered my accuracy. But now that we have Gowther in the game, and you can just bring a cleanser to bypass it, it's not that much of a problem. The only time accuracy's really mattered towards me is in the nightmare stage, as I get towards the higher stages. Like I think it was like stage 1.9 to 1.5, around that mark, where yeah, accuracy will matter. But increasing your accuracy, well, it may not get you over the threshold, because I know when I was using my 2-star Gowther, I had 2 legendary accuracy rolls onto him, and he was still missing. It's just because his base stats are so low because of his low dupe level. So a lot of times it isn't really coming down to, yeah, I should give all my characters accuracy. It comes down to, I just don't have the character duped out enough. Plus, yeah, this is only towards Nightmare. Like, this is the only time I really miss a lot, because my characters are getting towards like low deep level, or at least where they should be in order to defeat these stages. But you got to remember, you're not missing in PvP. You're also not missing really in Tower Trials. You're not missing Advent Battle, and you're also not missing in the Gold Dungeon nor the Lab Sample Dungeon as much, right? So you'd rather go towards attack in all of these stages. Sure, it might help me clear through normal stages faster, but it also means I'm doing a lot worse in these other game modes. And at that point, I really cannot be asked to keep on switching between accuracy and also attack when I want to play story mode. It's not worth it. So yeah. Okay, so in no particular order, I'm just going to go through my box from left to right, basically. And I will say in the description, and I guess even on the timeline, you can jump over towards whatever character you want to. So start off with, I guess, the first character, that being Gilthunder. His actual ability does say if he lands a crit, he will deal with this ability, but this ability does scale off attack. And to be fair, the only time I ever use Gilthunder is maybe in the actual Silver Demon, or maybe in a certain boss fight. So, dealing as much damage as possible in 30 seconds is important. So I always go towards attack on him. Right now I do have HP just because I haven't been using Gilthunder. So to get box CC, I'm just going towards HP, right? But yeah, I would go towards, obviously, attack. You might think, hey, maybe crit chance. But like I've been saying, when you only have 2 slots, if you're heading towards 8-star, then I probably will throw a bit of crit rate, maybe like 10% of 2 rolls. But you got to remember as well, right, is you are bringing characters that can lower critical resistance and also increase crit chance. So Arthur will give you 20% crit chance. You can lower critical resistance with, obviously, Monspeet. So you probably will be critting at a decent time anyway. So personally, I would go towards attack. Monspeet, simply put, is going to be full attack, I think, on every single thing, because he's an absolute menace. Whenever you use this guy, you're using him for AoE farming. So, of course, you want to deal as much damage as possible. Even this skill right here, like, obviously, Gilthunder, it scales off attack. It deals damage over time based off its actual attack. So, of course, having as much attack as possible is not only going to make the Hellblades do more damage, but also means when he does that massive AoE skill in Tower Trials, in PvP, in obviously the Gold Dungeon, it's obviously very, very good too. So, yeah, I have got attack on him. I haven't actually fully finished him, but I will be going towards attack. He does have this skill where he does crit, he does get 5 energy, which is nice, but I think the Gowther and Barn, it's a bit overkill to get that much energy. If anything, it'll come down towards you don't have enough actual, you know, cooldowns to actually use them. So, I'm not like the biggest fan of going towards crit chance, but you got to remember, he's also low in the critical resistance, so he probably will be critting a little bit anyway. You can also, you know, bring another person to low critical resistance and crit chance buffers to... Personally, myself, I haven't really cared too much about the Blackfire. I'm more leaning towards the ultimate. Meli is going to go full attack, but if you get him towards 6 or 8 star, I might throw a bit of crit chance onto him, because if he does crit, he does lower his own cooldowns by 0.5, which, to be fair, I don't think that's that important. I mean, it kind of is, it's nice, but like, you'd rather just get a pure attack, because you remember, Gowther's also low on cooldown, so I don't know. I think if anything, you're normally bringing Elaite with him anyway, so you probably have a naturally a 20% crit chance. If he's high dupes, he's already got a naturally high crit chance anyway. I wouldn't rely too much on the crit chance rolls, especially when you only have like 2 to 3 star. Definitely for the first 3, I'll probably go towards attack. King is a big AoE nuker for most AoE content, so always go towards attack for him. If he's not dealing damage and you are getting to the point where he is missing a little bit, then I would actually go towards accuracy, because at 2 star to 1 star, he's not going to be a big damage dealer. So at that point, sure, throw accuracy onto him until you get him towards 3 star, because why not? He's not going to do a lot of damage at 1 to 2 star, and other than that, he stays out of the fight. He never comes into the fight. And if he does die, it's because the person either targeted him or the whole team died. So, yeah, for King, I would actually give him accuracy at low dupe levels. But when you get him towards 3 star, I would lean more into attack. Gowther, I actually have got accuracy rolls, because like I did say at the start of the video, I was using him at 2 star. And even at 2 star, he was still missing until I got him towards 3 star. So accuracy hasn't really been a problem towards me, especially once he lands a hit. He would then increase his own accuracy by 12%, and at that point he has a constant up rate of accuracy. You know, I don't think you need accuracy rolls onto Gowther. In terms of DPS, he can be a decent damage dealer in some content, but I don't think it's worth using attack. I actually think it might be better to go towards HP. Now, the reason why is because of PvP. In PvP, this ability attacks people from behind the enemies, right? So I've noticed a few times, even though he has got 65 range, I'll try and show gameplay of it, but you actually come into the fight to do the optimal damage towards people behind the targets, and because of that, he's now shortened his range down to like 50 meters. And at that point, he's now accessible to take damage from AoE skills. So I think for Gowther, I think I'm leaning towards more HP. Okay, so beats from the future, I want to quickly say that I think I might actually be leaning more towards attack as well. HP is not bad for the situation I explained, but most of the time you might be using him for the Silver Demon, and him being a pretty good damage dealer in that raid boss, especially if you go towards 3 to 4 star dupes. I think at 3 star, I might go towards more HP, but actually get him duped out more. I think definitely attack, because he's going to be really good in those red actual like boss fights, or any boss fight basically. Galland, attack. If anything, you might want to go towards more crit damage, I think. Maybe once again when you get towards 6 and 8 star, but his whole gimmick of his actual skill here is increases his crit chance by up to 30% if he gets the good rolls and actually luckily hits it, right? But he's gonna have 30% crit rate. He's already got 25 plus 53 from my account. Plus, if he brings someone who can increase crit rate, which I don't think there's that many people that can do it on blue characters. But you got King to increase crit damage. You know, make your crits do more damage by increasing attack. Plus, even if he doesn't crit, he's still doing a lot of damage anyway, right? Because he's getting more attack speeds off. This skill's doing more damage too. Once again, at 2 star, when you have a low deep level, just go towards attack. Barn, full attack, nothing else. None of his skills revolve around critting. At high dupe level, he's never going to miss anyway. Literally all attack. Howzer, if you do manage to dupe him out, then once it's going to attack here, very much like Barn a little bit, where he's going to lower critical resistance, so he's going to get more crits off basically. He's always increasing crit damage. So I'd say if you have him at like, you know, 6 to 8 star, maybe throw a bit of crit in. But then again, he has Arthur with him who can increase crit chance, and like people that can lower critical resistance for like the full int team. So if anything, you'd probably just go towards more attack. But most people, since you haven't had a rate up banner just yet, would probably be using him at 1 or 2 star with full attack rolls. Helbram, I to be fair, wouldn't actually use a little bit, for being honest. But yeah, I guess if anything, you give him a crit chance, because he's not a damage dealer. He might die a bit too soon, but the only time you ever use him is probably in content like the Silver Demon, because you can petrify the Silver Demon, and the main thing you want to do is literally just have him crit. So if anything for Helbram, I'd probably lean a bit more into his crit chance. That's literally it. Okay, so Fighter Diane, and this is going to go towards all tanks as well. You want to go towards HP. The reason why is because all you care about is surviving with Diane. I don't care if I can go full evasion, and sure, I might make the character miss me 1 or 2 times, but all that matters is I stay alive long enough to where I can survive the battle, basically, right? She already survived guarantee for 10 seconds, so if you have her towards max potential, you could literally give her max HP to where she'll probably survive for 20 seconds, and then the guarantee 10. There is a strategy I think you could do is go towards full evasion, and then plus with your ultimate get 50% more evasion. That could be kind of cracked, but it's only when you have max potential. But even then, I think that might be only relevant in PvP for the whales. But even then, if you're a whale in PvP, then you're already versing other whales, and they're already gonna have really good accuracy because of their stats from the max dupe barn, max dupe king, and probably even max account as well, to where they're probably gonna hit anyway. So if you want to be a bit more consistent, probably go towards HP, because at least at that point you're guaranteed to survive for probably a bit more longer. If they miss you, then you're gonna survive a bit longer. But if they do attack you because you have a crazy duped out character, or the boss in PvE content has so much accuracy they're never gonna miss anyway. So yeah, sometimes having full evasion can literally be meaningless. So focus instead, go towards HP. Hendrickson is very similar towards Gilthunder, and which is the exact same ability actually. If he crits, he gets his acid ability. So at that point, just go full attack. Once again, he's a light type, so he's gonna have Arthur to buff his crit chance anyway. So I'll go full attack for him. Okay, so for Gelda, I would go towards attack. She obviously has the ability to land. If you crit, you heal your allies, but you heal your allies based off your attack. So normally you'll bring in Ellate, who has 20% crit chance. And to be fair, if you're using Gelda, it's because you probably have a duped out a little bit, right? I wouldn't bother using her if she's below 3-star. If you had it towards higher dupe levels, I probably would give her a bit of crit chance, like similar to Wood Melee, maybe a bit of attack, a bit of crit. But you gotta remember, this skill doesn't matter about critting. This matters about full attack. So a lot of times you need healer, you go towards full attack. Griamore, you wouldn't have HP. This Veil buff literally absorbs damage based off his HP. Literally, you want nothing else other than HP. Jericho, I'm actually going to give HP. The reason why is because, sure, if she crits, she gets the buff up, which can be good, but you got to remember, she is a frontline supporter, which there aren't that many of them, right? Normally, you have Gowther, you have, obviously, every other supporter in the game where they stay behind everyone and deal damage, where because she's got really short range, being 30, she's going to be in the front line. And unless you have her fully duped out to where she can tank a bit, you might want to go towards HP. Because her attack speed's so slow, being 79, you don't care about attack because she's not dealing damage. And once again, if you're using her, you're probably using her full int team, so you have Arthur and increase your crit chance, so you're going to have naturally high crit chance anyway. And like I said, you're probably only using the character if you have her towards high dupe levels. And if you do, then sure, she's probably going to have naturally high crit chance, plus behind the scenes, your actual account will be good too. So yeah, like I said, I'd probably give her a 10% crit chance on like 6 to 8, but other than that, I'm probably just going to give her HP. Grayroad probably wants to have a bit more attack. The reason why is because all she cares about is landing attacks. You don't have to crit. You stay out of the fight. You have 65 range. I guess if you have a low dupe levels, then accuracy would be a little bit better. But even still, that might not be too helpful. But yeah, if anything, I'm alright giving that full attack rolls. Guila, full attack, very much like Monspeet, where she deals AoE damage and then it scales based off her actual attack, dealing damage over time. So of course, go to all attack there. Melascula, depending on what content, I only really use it in the gold dungeon farm because accuracy matters, right? So at least for now, I might go towards more HP later on because there are like little big nukers. Like if you find a Kane in PP or like a Melee or Vivian, she might get cooked very, very easily. So if anything, I might want to give her towards more HP. All I care about is her surviving. But I will say, because I have her at 2-star and at this point in my game, I should be having legends at 3-star, I did give her accuracy. So accuracy or HP for her. Dreyfus, honestly, I'm not too sure whether he's worth using, but if you somehow worth to use him, I'd probably just give HP, just because all I care about for him at least is to stay alive, and at that point, at least you're going to get more box CC. Denzel, I wouldn't use, but since he's red, and I guess same for Dreyfus too, right, is like, they're probably going to get hit if you're ever going to use them in PvP by like King, so you're going to take a lot of damage, so probably HP, I think, if anything. Jenna, honestly, I'd give her probably accuracy, I don't know, because like she's out of the fight, she's never going to take damage until she dies, basically. She's not dealing damage either, and if anything, all you want to do is just get that guarantee hit, so yeah, maybe accuracy, I don't know. But like, I think if anything, yeah, probably attack if she actually is like decently duped out. Because like I said, accuracy doesn't matter if they're duped out, but you're probably using that low dupe level. I think so. I don't know. So yeah, maybe I guess attack. She works with King a little bit, right? Like you get full attack. I'm not too sure how I feel about this one. This is a weird one. I think if anything, 2-star, probably give her accuracy. Above, I'd give her attack because you might as well. If you're going to use her and you're not using DPS in your team, then make her deal damage because you want to at least recover some damage back, right? Zaneri, always go towards attack because, to be fair, I haven't done actually yet, but she heals based off her actual attack, so literally there's no reason to give her anything else other than attack because you want to make sure she heals. Even a normal skill here or a special skill, it just, upon landing a normal skill, she had a chance to heal. So, yeah, literally don't even need to crit. you stay out of the fight, you never take damage, and if you do take damage, your team is dead, and that's because you're probably not healing enough because you don't have attack on. Nanashi, the only time you'd ever use his character is in Tower Trials, or of course in the gold dungeon farm, so because of that, you want to make sure this character actually kills. So very important to have a full attack in this guy because he actually is a DPS character. I wouldn't bother using him unless he's like 4 to 5 star, because even at 3 star, he's probably not going to be good. Gloxinia, very much like Zaneri, but he healed based off his attack, so go full attack here. Even this go here, don't care about critting, you just care about attack, right? Matrona, if you were to use her, she's a tank character, so once again, you want to survive, so you want to go full HP. For Drole, you want to go full HP. Unlike Diane, he does increase evasion, so I probably wouldn't lean into that evasion. If anything, yeah, just make sure you give him full HP. Zaratras, if you have him towards 3 star, that's the time he's kind of usable a little bit, then I would give him full attack a little bit. But this skill right here, he does crit, he does actually do like a little AoE skill, and does the swiftness and also restore energy if he defeats an enemy on a crit. However, I feel like yeah, be more consistent, right? Like I said, you can increase crit chance through other means, and if you had him to a 6 star, then sure, again, 10% crit rate is fine, but other than that, for the first 3, I'm giving him full attack. Hendrickson, full attack. Elaine, we're going to give him full attack too. Once again, unless she's 2 star, then probably get a bit of accuracy as well. Diane for Liz, she does increase crit rate for 3 seconds if she crits, so you really want to crit a lot of her, and once you get that first crit, you have 20%, so you're more likely to crit. So I actually would probably lean a bit more towards the crit chance of her, because I don't really care about her dealing damage, so I think for her, I'd probably give a full crit chance. Slater, I'm going to give full attack. I have used him at 3 star, and I have got 4 attack rolls, but even then, he's not that good. I just think the character's not that good. It's not really to do attack, it's just what he does, it isn't crazy, at least at like low deep levels. Fraudrin, you want to go full HP because he literally revives with full max HP. So the more HP you have, the more you're going to heal back, basically, but also the harder you are to die. So it's going to be a lot to kill you, and when you finally do die, you're going to revive with more HP, right? So yeah, Fraudrin, HP. Okay, so for Ellate, I think the best thing to give is HP, because I feel like you might use a bit in PvP, and at that point, you're going to run into a lot of kings dealing AoE damage. You're going to die very, very quickly, right? But I will say, I have given her attack, and she's been kind of okay. She does alright damage in Tower Trials, but it's not like I need her to have that attack, right? I think what I'd rather have is her survive. And if she crits, she removes a buff. I haven't needed to rely on it, right? Like, she will eventually crit, especially since she's increasing her own crit chance. So I wouldn't lean in towards that crit chance because she's doing it anyway. And once again, once you remove a buff, they're not going to get it back for a while anyway. So I think for Ellate, I'll probably give it towards HP. Just, I think, for PvP, because you're going to run to kings. For Arthur, I'm going to go towards HP. You could, if you use him a little bit, he's high dupe level, he might have naturally high attack, so you could lean more towards attack to make him a bit more of a damage dealer if you are lacking a little bit. But I know when I use him in like the Silver Demon, he gets cooked very, very quickly, so having more HP is very, very good. And yeah, I mean, one of his skills don't even deal damage, so like, all I want to do is stay alive. So yeah, HP. Hendrickson attack, that's all I care about. He does damage over time. Might as well give him attack. If he crits, then sure, that's nice, but you don't really care about it. Okay, so for Diane, what you want to give her, I think actually is HP. The main reason why, because I know people are going to look at this skill here and say, hey, she restores HP based off her defense. But in order to get that heal to work, right, to get that still will, you have to bring a healer. So you're already bringing a healer who's probably going to keep most of your characters alive anyway. And if you lean more towards defense, she might eventually die. The heal that she does is okay. She doesn't restore a lot of HP in comparison towards your other healer. So I think maybe I could test it out with like 4 defense. But what I'd probably do a little bit is a mix and match of HP and defense. So like right now, I kind of like this setup with 2 HP, 1 defense. If I get 6 star, probably give a defense. If I get 8 star, probably give more towards HP. I wouldn't lean too much in towards obviously defense. I'd do a mix and match a little bit. This one's going to be pretty straightforward because there is no like, oh, maybe go towards this, go towards that. These characters are naturally going to get towards high dupe levels, so you don't have to worry about accuracy. You don't have to worry about anything. It's either they have a like HP or they have attack. So run through it. Probably a bit of a speed run here because this one should be a lot easier. So Waillo, go towards 4 HP. You only want him to survive, so that's all you care about. Like small Diane, he could do the evasion strat, but only having 3 slots for evasion probably isn't enough to warrant the actual evasion. So yeah, go towards HP. Maybe if you had him towards 7 star or like 14, 15 star, then sure, maybe. But right now, then no, just go towards HP. Melee, go towards attack. If he does crit, he does his ability, but naturally has high crit chance. You can lower critical resistance. You can also increase crit chance as well. Yeah, go towards attack. Gustav, I go towards attack. The only time I ever use him is in the actual Silver Demon, where he's far back, dealing damage towards the Silver Boss. So at that point, all I wanted to do is deal DPS, so go towards attack. Jillian, I haven't actually used her all. She has got 30 range. wouldn't use her, but I guess you want to go towards attack because if you're using her, you wanted to do DPS. The Haka, I think that's the first time I said his name properly. I don't know, but he's very much like he's the red version of Dogetto, so he literally absorbs damage based off his HP. So 4 HP for him. Reinhardt, you want to go full attack. His skills literally deal bleed, deals damage based off attack, so go towards attack. Helbram, I've only ever used him in the Grey Demon, which is what he's made for, and I didn't want him to die, so I give him towards 4 HP, and that'll be good for box CC as well. Like I said, you only ever use this guy because that's stun immunity in the Grey Demon. Even his little crit chance, you can just bring Ellate, and that's fine, right? So, yeah, just go HP. Garad full attack, she heals base off HP. She stays out of fight with being 40 range, not the furthest range, but it's decent, so go full attack. Death Pierce is a healer. I only ever use him a little bit, probably in Tower Trials to clear through a lot and to heal a bit. So, yeah, full attack on him. I haven't got HP just because I don't use him, and this is going to give me more box CC. So, either or, right? I guess it generally doesn't matter. Atra deals damage based off his attack, so of course you want to go towards full attack. Arden is just a pure DPS character. Sure, we correct, he's going to deal more damage and deal more damage towards, obviously, red characters. But even still, I still give him full attack a little bit because like getting 50, like if you were to fully max out crit chance, you get 15% crit chance. That's gonna do nothing. Like it's not a lot, right? Like I can bring a buffer that can give me Arthur for 20% crit rate, and then at that point, if I do crit and I have an extra 120% extra attack, that's going to do a lot of damage. So yeah, go towards full attack. Deldry, actually, I'd give her a full attack, you know. I have given HP because I don't use her too often, but whenever I do use her, it's probably in Tower Trials, and at that point, she actually has a lot of AoE skill to the ultimate, so yeah, she actually sometimes does a lot of damage. She never really takes damage because she's behind everyone, and she's always increased accuracy. She's never going to miss either. Literally, if anything, I'd give Deldry attack. Vivian, I've given HP because I didn't really use her too much, but now I'm starting to use her in Tower Trials like AoE content. Give her full attack. She is insane. She was out DPSing my Kane, who is the same dupe level and has maxed legendary attack rolls. And she's out DPS him with 3 HPs. Imagine what she's doing for attack rolls. So, yeah, if anything, you know what? I'm unlocking these ones. And I'm going to give her full attack later on. Is Rav 4 HP. He absorbs damage based off his HP, so go towards that. Gara is not that great. She deals damage, but like no AoE skill was increasing evasion for greens, like you just don't care, and like she probably isn't gonna deal a lot of damage. She's a bit close range, so she might take too much damage, but if you're using her, you're probably using a certain specific content, so at that point probably give her attack. Jericho, if you pronounce his name, I'm not too sure. This guy's a bit of a weird one because he deals damage based on acid, so going towards more attack is good for that skill, but then this skill he wants to be hit to reach his own cooldowns, so maybe you want to put him in the front line to make sure he gets hit, but then he's 65 range, so like he's not going to get hit. It makes no sense. So yeah, attack. Ren, I'd give her full attack. This kit, very much like Meliodas. If I could get these 2 more slots, I might give her a bit of crit chance. But yeah, just give her full consistency. Give her full attack. Orlandi, full attack as well. He is a healer, so you want to heal as much as possible. So go towards full attack. Garnet, he heals based on how much damage he deals. So you might want to go full attack. But if you're going to bring him towards your team, you want him for a tank. So go towards full HP. Bellion, full attack. Literally all he does is deal damage. So just give him full attack. Mod, full attack as well. All you care about. Okay, so for Nero Basta, you want to go full attack. The main reason why is because, to be fair, the only time I ever really use her is in my Silver Demon because she has 65 range. She's dealing damage from afar to the Silver Demon, so I'm trying to clear through the boss as fast as possible. So any little damage will be very helpful towards me. So yeah, I go full attack. I have got HP on her right now because once again, I don't use her too much on my team. She was the first character I did replace on that full Silver Demon team. But if you want to CC, then give her HP, but I probably will be switching towards attack. Pump is honestly just a worse mod, but I'd give him a full attack. Dogetto goes full HP. He absorbs damage based off his HP, so of course you want to go towards HP. Dolores, not a big fan of using because she's a short range healer. They aren't that good really, but she does heal allies, so give her attack. Gilfrost, full attack. He never takes damage, and if he does, it's because he's dead, or your whole team is dead, so let him deal good AoE damage from afar, being 4-meter radius. He sometimes does. He actually deals so much damage in actual, you know, AoE content, so yeah, full attack. Kane, full attack as well. This guy's insane. Give him full attack. Okay, and then towards epics, this one's pretty straightforward because, well, there's only like 3 of them usable, right? But we'll start at the bottom. The only usable one, really, to be honest with you lot, is Dale. Full attack, if you're wasting a slot on an actual, you know, epic character, you want to make sure they can carry you. So you'll make sure you have as much damage as possible. If he does crit, he does get this skill. But like I said, the only time you're ever going to use Dale is when he's like literally, like, what, 13 star, 14 star, True Awakening. I don't think, or needed to use them early on, and even then you could just increase the crit chance through behind the scenes. Like having this crit chance right now is not bad. But yeah, and plus again, low crit resistance matters too. And increase on crit chance anyway. Like yeah, just give him full attack. Taizu, if you start using your Psycho, but HP. Hugo, he's a tank, so HP. Ellate has got the Veil buff, basically same thing as last time, based off his HP, give him HP. Twiggo, honestly, funny actual design, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I give him full HP. He's a short range character, 30 range. He's probably going to die a lot, so give him HP. Frazier deals damage over time, so you're going to go towards more attack. Simon, probably one of the more usable epic characters, but he's a DPS, so go towards, full attack. Because, like, yeah, getting 10% crit rate is not good, especially if you're using an epic character. Debuffer doesn't do much for your team. If anything, you probably go towards HP, but then again, if you're using him, you might want to go towards attack. Golgius, attack. Okay, so Ruin is a bit of a different one. So normally, you wouldn't actually use a character, but if you were to use him, you'd probably give him full crit chance. The reason why is because you're not using him for a DPS character. You only use him to remove a buff skill, and he can only remove buff skills if he lands a crit. So literally, the only content you ever use them in is if a boss keeps buffing up. So to be a bit more consistent, to always remove them buffs and not really have to worry about anything, even though I still wouldn't even use them, I'd probably rather use Ellate, for example, or even Bellion to deal actual buff moves and good damage, then yeah, you can just use, yeah, probably 10% crit chance, plus Arthur's 20% crit chance. You got 100% crit rate. At least that point, it's removing buffs. But even still, bosses don't buff up enough to where they constantly have so many buffs on. Like, I can still use Bellion and still buff removing time. But yeah, if anything, Ruin's probably just only all crit chance. Theo restores based off his attack, so give him full attack. Marmus, you wouldn't use him, but if you do use him, then probably attack because you have to do some damage somehow. Elizabeth, you want to go full attack. However, the character's not that good, man. Like, having 30 range on a healer, and then like that, like, you actually have a chance to die is insane. Where like you can just bring Gloxinia and get even more healing, and bring a Zaneri, get even more healing, and have them in the back line, right? But yeah, full attack on her. Dumbbell Bass, he wants to go a tank, so go 4 HP. Zoria, probably attack if anything. He does more damage with in characters, so you might use him in content. You're never gonna use him anyway, but attack. Solad, the only reason why you ever use this character is to get that restoration on energy, and also as well to reduce cooldowns. So if anything, you want to lean, because he's not going to be a big damage to you. You don't really care about him. He's an epic character. So probably lean more towards that crit rate, especially with Arthur. So I give him full crit chance. And that is going to wrap up the video. Probably a bit of a long one, but a lot to talk about here. There was a lot of characters. I remember the other characters, you cannot give them potential, so that's why we didn't talk about them anyway. But yeah, once again, let me know what you guys are using. This game is pretty simple. It's an idle game, so that's why most of the characters in this game either go towards attack or HP. But like I said, you can be a bit more creative towards certain characters like Diane when she gets to like higher dupe levels, where you can give her a bit of defense, a bit of HP, maybe even a bit of attack. She's kind of a decent damage dealer in like AoE content as well. Because this skill right here deals damage AoE when she gets healed. So, hey, maybe lean more into an attack for her. That could be pretty good too. So, there's a lot of ways you can play around this game when you get towards legendaries, towards high dupe levels. But for majority of us, as a free-to-play, or even, you know, for like the first few months, because you're not going to have access towards like a lot of characters at high dupe levels, just go towards attack and HP. So, guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.